Ustedes han hecho eso, ¿verdad? Trabajan solos creando sus cómics.
It's a very quiet, solitary journey.
Es un viaje muy callado, muy solitario, muy silencioso, ¿verdad?
And then to be invited to come all the way here.
Y súbitamente cuando uno lo invitan a hablar por todas partes,
To talk to you
para hablar con ustedes,
about our shared love of this storytelling medium.
para hablar de nuestro amor compartido por este medio que sirve para contar historias.
So I just wanted to tell you how much it means to me to be here today to speak to you.
Así que solamente quería decirles cuánto significa para mí poder estar acá compartiendo este tiempo con ustedes.
Now I know that the winners are here today.
Sé que los ganadores del concurso están acá.
And that you worked on your environmental themed comic book ideas.
Y han trabajado sobre ideas que tenían que ver con temas ambientales.
And you already started to learn how comic books can teach, can enlighten.
Y ustedes ya han empezado a descubrir cómo los cómics pueden enseñar, pueden iluminar.
And show people things they may not have considered themselves.
Y pueden ayudar a las personas a darse cuenta de cosas que tal vez no se habrían dado cuenta por sí mismas.
And although I have not done any environmental themed stuff in my work as of yet,
y aunque yo todavía no he hecho en mi trabajo ningún cómic que tenga un tema ambiental,
there are some issues in the world that are very important to me and my friends.
Hay algunos temas, algunos problemas en el mundo que son muy importantes para mí y mis amigos.
And I have dedicated much of my life to using comic books to address these issues.
Y he utilizado gran parte de mi vida creando cómics para enfrentar, para abordar estos temas preocupantes.
And sometimes using the characters that we love and know to figure stuff out for myself. It is a artist that is fooling himself, that thinks that he knows all the answers. The point of creating is to try to figure things out, or to see if you're right about the things that you're thinking. So I'm going to take you through a little journey here with some slides, some stuff you will have seen, but I want to talk to you about some choices that I made about themes that matter to me. So I am a white Jewish man from Cleveland, Ohio.
Soy un hombre blanco judío.
Many of the great comic book characters that were created for both Marvel and DC were created by white Jews.
Muchos de los excelentes personajes que
most famously Superman.
El más famoso es Superman.
So I grew up in the shadow of the greatest creation of superhero ever.
Así que yo
And I gravitated to comic books at a very early age, even before I could actually read.
Y de hecho yo
And I fell in love with Marvel Comics at a very early age. So you see this image here. This is a famous image from the early 80s.
Esta es una imagen muy famosa de principios de los 80, ¿no? De los Avengers.
Featuring a plethora of the greatest superheroes ever created.
De los más
Years to figure out what was wrong with this picture. I see two green people.
Veo dos personas verdes.
One orange person, other white people.
Y muchos blancos.
There
Tantos
is
sabores que no están presentes en esta ilustración.
And this is an image from a comic book I did early in my Avengers run. You'll see that there's more people on fire than there are people of color. More, this began to bother me. This is a more recent picture, and again, we have more Hulks than people of color. Now, at the same time, I became the father of a multiracial household.
Al mismo tiempo me convertí en padre de una familia multirracial.
I have 4 children with my lovely wife, Lisa.
Tengo 4 hijos con mi amada y hermosa esposa Lisa, hasta acá. 2 de ellos, de nuestros hijos, son hijos de color.
And we became hyperly aware of what the stories they were being told, what TV shows they were watching, what books they were reading, and how little representation there actually was. And there would always be children of color on the shows, but it was never about them. They were the comic relief, or they were the sassy sidekick. Just in my house and the people that were revolving around us, there was so much perspective and experience that wasn't being represented anywhere in the culture. On top of this, we are raising 3 very powerful young women.
Además estamos
Start to notice the images that are being presented to these young women, and I'll show you an example of it. And this is where comics was the most guilty. These are actual images from actual hit comic books from America. These are women dressed in clothes that would not actually stay on, in poses that no human being could actually get into. Unless you removed part of her spine, I don't think anyone could actually do that. Comics, they're not for you. They would be written by men who you would question if they ever had spoken to a real woman. And more and more people would be responding to this and making fun of it online. This is one of my favorites. This is, what would the male superheroes dress like if they were dressed like the female superheroes?